Hey, hi guys, welcome back. All right, so Leos, we're gonna jump into this one. I had a special request for a fire sign, and I think I had just done Sag and Aries last night. So Leo should be next in the rotation for the fire group. So special request by Emily to get a fire sign done tonight. So here we go. All right, let's see where this one takes us. And I already feel like I've got the wrong deck in my hands. I don't want that one after all. So that might be a little something to be mindful of also. Maybe somebody is changing something. We've got a 9 of Cups and we've got the Empress. So Libra Taurus. I just came from a Libra video, by the way. But this feels like someone's changing direction. It could be that someone's feeling really good, and that's a big change in direction. This could be our Leo feeling very confident, feeling very happy, and that could be like a sudden, change in the wind. Like, oh my gosh, you know what? Things are good. I actually feel really good right now. Judgment. There's an element of forgiveness, of resurrection, of satisfaction, of making the right judgment call. 7 of Pentacles. I feel like, to put it simply, if this is our Leo is taking stock of life and they're saying, I've made some good decisions. I can see it. My life is turning around. I made some judgment calls that were really important, and I'm seeing things start to stretch out in front of me. I'm seeing things grow. I'm seeing things evolve. I'm seeing things take on a shape, and it feels amazing. They can see into their future now. Their future looks bright. If this Leo brought something back to their life, or is going to be bringing something back into their lives, or maybe they just made peace with something. Let me ask what that is. Hold on. Actually, now I want to go to that other deck. Tell me about the Judgment card. Scorpio energy on that. We got 9 of Swords in the reverse. We've got the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. We've got the 2 of Wands upright. So if they made a judgment call on something, they got over the fear of letting go of something, maybe letting go of an older, outdated version of themselves where they felt like they were having to hold down the fort and stay put in one spot. And now instead they feel like, why did I think that planted and grounded that I wasn't even allowed to move forward at all? Of course I can. I have choices to still make. I wonder if this Leo had been feeling very, okay, let me put it this way. We have an Empress made of all these green growing things. We have the time for a harvest and tons of growth shown as a tree. And yet we have this element of reducing stress and feeling free instead of stuck. So I'm going to say this. If our Leo at one point in time felt like their life was like the walls were closing in around them and they didn't really feel like they had a lot of freedom, that perspective has shifted. And they've said, actually, what am I saying? I'm building a foundation, not becoming a slave to the foundation, but I'm growing and blossoming. And the choices I've made have actually given me greater liberty, not less. To invest in something and to see things blossom is amazing. I'm not afraid that it's going to make me feel stuck to develop whatever this plan is. I actually feel really happy. Like, for example, this could be a Leo who decided to, say, buy a house instead of travel all the time. And they're like, I thought that might make me feel really stuck. Like, oh my God, I can't breathe. I need the freedom. And instead they're feeling like, wait a second, I'm building equity in a house. This is amazing. I can get a house sitter and I can still travel. And I've got something of value that's going to keep adding value. This is amazing. It's giving me greater choices, not less. And so now I don't fear this feeling of being stuck, being owned by something, being trapped by something. So we have a very satisfied Leo right now. Okay, so let's check in with the universe now. And let's just say, if our Leo is feeling this level of contentment, what does that mean? What comes next? Knock, knock. We have a hunk on a horse. Did someone order a hunk on a horse? So we have the sun, which is the Leo in their brightest and bestest energy. It's like the universe has been saying, come on, Leo, get there. Be able to see your life as if you're in control of it. Be able to see the things that you've been building not as like these, albatrosses around your neck weighting you down, but rather find the things that you actually want to invest in and invest and see the value in those investments and how they'll uplift you instead of feeling trapped by anything. I feel like this Leo had never been truly satisfied before. Maybe they had never truly been satisfied with their own life choices before, and now they are. Maybe they're in a place where they really own it. They love what they're doing. They're, unapologetically themselves. They're saying, these are the things I've chosen to develop. I'm proud of what I put my energy into. I'm proud of the life I'm building. I'm proud of where I'm at. They feel very confident in their choices, and they're owning the fact that I made choices, and I'm happy for the first time maybe in my whole life. I'm happy. I'm in my element, and the universe has been waiting for this Leo to feel this way, to, realize that they are the shining star already. Their life should be happy. Their everyday choices should be happy. They shouldn't be waiting to get happy. They shouldn't be working themselves so hard only to then have the money to then go and, do some exciting thing, but then the rest of their life is drudgery. It would be better for them to build a life that they enjoy in every aspect, and then they'll have greater contentment. And this Leo has done it. So the universe is like, hell yeah, like, this is really awesome. And that also creates the space. When Leo is in this high vibe and they're this happy, it creates a space for something as magnificent as love to possibly come, what do you call it? Cantering. Horses canter, right? To have love canter on into their life. Someone could ride horses. I know this looks like a knight, in shining armor, but this could represent more like a cowboy, a cowgirl. This could represent somebody that's a horseman, a horsewoman. It could represent someone who has an element of freedom around them also, because it makes me think of wild horses. Yet they have obviously tamed the wild horse, yet they still get to enjoy like having this beautiful bond with this free creature, but they move with this free creature, and it's a mutually beneficial relationship. I kind of think the wildness and the hunger to not be trapped that Leo has shown in this story is showing up here for whomever this character is as well. That's what I take away from this. I think we got some wild and free creature who's also disciplined. That's the best way to describe this. An empress is never going to be under lock and key. They will always be a sovereign individual, but they will make good decisions, and they might run an entire empire and have a ton of responsibilities, but they love the things that they're doing. They don't feel hampered by it. Likewise, this character could be wild and free, but also highly disciplined, especially if they're coming in as a knight. Knights had a creed that they lived by, right? So it just comes across to me like this is someone who could be very serious, but also have this wildness to them. And that could make the the Leo really happy. Sorry, I just did Libra and that keeps wanting to pop out of my mouth. We got a 10 of Swords in the reverse. We got a Prince of Wands upright. So here's the thing. When somebody shines really, really, really bright like this, if it's freezing cold out in the forest and somebody lights a fire, who comes to the fire? Everybody, right? When someone's energy is really awesome, when they look really attractive, who wants to go date them? Freaking everybody. People that are good for them, people that are only there to get a taste of that sweet, sweet nectar. So it does look like Leo, now that they're being so content, now that we see them in this new frame of mind, Leo will likely have an amazing, possibly really excellent match coming toward them. Someone emotionally available, someone who is new and fresh. But we also have something resurfacing, some situation that kind of comes out of the shadows, right? It was an ending that never had a closed chapter. It's somebody who comes in for a good time, not a long time. We have two vastly different knights that are approaching the Leo, and the universe is like, look, Leo, when you're in your best energy, when you're that attractive, just know you're going to attract the right ones and you're going to attract the wrong ones. And the only one who can decide what is, which is the Leo themselves. And they're probably going to have to do some deep thinking. I feel like this Leo is headed for, as much as they're super powerful and everything is rocking and they're feeling really good and they're feeling really calm and they're feeling really powerful and they like the choices that they're making, they're still going to have to do some deep thinking when it comes to, oh my God, there's this new hunk on a horse, and then out of the blue or out of the darkness comes maybe this Knight of Wands. And this Knight of Wands could be a bit of a shock, to say take off their little helmet and there they are, super sexy. I mean, maybe somebody rides a motorcycle and they take off that motorcycle helmet. They could be the bad boy, bad girl vibe, whereas this hunk on a horse is like the different version of freedom, the freedom that also comes with a level of responsibility and integrity, versus the bad boy, bad girl who comes riding in on their sexy, sleek motorcycle and whips off their helmet. They're like, oh, they're good looking. It feels like Leo's going to have to think long and hard about, why am I being smacked in the face with these two amazing choices? Someone from my past, someone that I didn't get closure with, someone who's here because they're all passionate about me, and somebody new. What's the advice to this Leo? This is a tough one. 7 of Cups. Leo has to contemplate, what kind of a life do they see themselves having? We can build any kind of life for ourselves. We could build a life of, fun and adventure. We could build a life of lasting love. We could build a life that's going to be stressful. We could build a life. They have to envision their future and then say, and which one of these two characters could I authentically imagine building with? So they have to go back to their Empress status. And by the way, remember that I don't read for genders. This could be a masculine, a Leo just as easily. This could be same-sex couples, doesn't matter. But they have to go back to the Empress attitude, because the Empress has a plan for their life. This Leo is content because they've actually developed a plan for their life. Their life plan shouldn't change dramatically. And I mean, obviously in any romance, there's going to be compromise, right? But say if their life plan was, I can see how in the next 3 years I could upgrade and buy a much bigger house and have some property. And I really want that. And then that would be like a piece of an adventure that I've wanted to have, and I'm super happy with this plan I've formulated. And then they meet these two different characters, one from their past, one who's new. They're going to have to ask themselves, would that bad boy, bad girl, Prince of Wands, could I see them wanting to live some kind of calm life where all summer night, we've got enough property to sleep outside under the night stars and count the stars? Is that what they want? Or are they always going to be the bad boy, bad girl who wants to roar around and go, they want to be seen looking sexy and foxy and fly? On the other hand, what about this hunk on a horse? They value a sense of freedom too, but what does their sense of freedom look like? Are they the kind that want to lay out under the night stars on a piece of property with me? If they're the ones who can fit into that version of life, then this is the better choice. But it's not all about logic, right? It's about the heart. However, the Leo's going to have to do a deep dive, not to say, who do I love more? It's, who do I really see as my partner? Because deep down, they already know. I think this Leo already knows what kind of a person is really going to be the best match for them, because it boils down to, what kind of a person is the Leo? That's their bigger question. And then what kind of a person is Leo, and what kind of a life does Leo want? And then it'll answer the question, who do they belong with? Got the 8 of Cups in the reverse. 8 of Cups in the reverse says Leo's going to have to face this person who returns to them. And what? Death card. Oh, see, this gets really, it's very complicated, because Leo's going to have to also contemplate, has this person from the past, are they assuming that they're the same person? Is Leo giving this individual from the past enough credit? Have they changed? Because people can change. So Leo's going to have to really get a chance to kind of like figure that out. And they probably can't do that without talking to this person and seeing, have they changed? Are they back in my life for a reason, or are they back in my life for yet another season or a lesson? 7 of Wands. It's also, can Leo believe this? They may want a different life now, But have they changed at the internal level, or are they hoping that Leo will help them to change? What about the hunk on the horse? Tell me about the hunk on the horse. Four of Sacred Circles and the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so I can't believe I'm about to say this, but this poor Leo, I feel like they're being put through the ringer. Okay, so I feel like it's odd timing. Leo meets somebody new at the same time, an ex who's very flashy and very sexy pops back up. In divine timing, Leo in this storyline for this fictional character is actually ending up with the hunk on a horse, but not right away. They've got something that they still have to complete. They have to still communicate or give that person from their past some kind of energy. I'm not saying they get with that person, but they might need enough time to be around that person. I mean, this could be a scenario where Leo says to the hunk on a horse, like, you're amazing. I would like to take down your number, but I have to be honest. An ex has just contacted me and I need to talk to them before I can say anything. I consider myself single right now, but I have to be able to not have a question in my mind. May I contact you after I solve whatever this thing is that I've got to sift through. I mean, Leo may just have to figure out how to be upfront about it. Say, I've got to give myself some time and space to figure something out. It feels like, I mean, hopefully the timing will be right to where Leo can say something like that instead of starting something and somebody else comes back in and then there's this weird yo-yo, right? This feels very, for all the confusion with that Seven of Cups, I still feel like this is a decision-making process that is going to be pretty streamlined. And it is about divine timing. And it is about, it's like Leo had some kind of assistance to still give to that person who was their ex who pops back up. That person has maybe been working on themselves sincerely. They might be very important still to Leo, but for a whole different reason now. Leo might be the person who needs to give them a moment of friendship or something and help them along their way, help them to overcome some other struggle because they really want to make some changes. But I'm wondering if that ex who comes back in, I think Leo's almost going to be able to see them as like not a potential romantic partner, but as a friend, you know. The only reason I say it is because the hunk on the horse, they have a divine opportunity with, but there is a delay at first. Is that delay? I mean, that card, that Wheel of Fortune, is really beat up because my puppy ate it when he was little. And I still use it because to me that says something else. It says, with divine timing, we could always move forward, but sometimes we waste a chunk of time. Leo might keep this person kind of waiting and waste some really good time that they could have already spent with this character, in all fairness. But with the Two of Swords, there is a caution in this. If Leo keeps this character waiting too long, they may not want to deal with the Leo. They may feel like Leo is not sure about what they want. But remember, Leo's coming across as an empress. So even an empress, though, can get caught in that quagmire of indecisiveness. As much as they know themselves, still, when faced with different situations, it's really easy to get lost and not know and spend too much time thinking and overthinking the obvious. Because I would argue, if the Leo believes someone is fabulous and they're interested in that person, they should probably, once they've made decisions and thought through things, move on. Move toward this hunk on a horse before this hunk on a horse turns their back on Leo. Because there is a finite amount of time for Leo to keep them waiting. I think that that's a nice, gentle, like, well, I always say my mom is great at giving a mother's love and also a mother's shove. And I think this is an example of the universe giving Leo a mother's love and shove. It's like, Leo, you can figure this out. And once you have, quit biting your nails over it. Go with it. Don't wreck a chance with a really great person for someone that you're just going to become friends with that used to be an old ex that you already know you're not going to move forward with. Or if you know you're moving forward with that ex and that's who you want, cut the other person loose. don't leave a bunch of indecisive energy. An empress doesn't remain indecisive once they have really come to the conclusion. So I think it's just that gentle push. I don't know why it was necessary in this one. Maybe it's just that, we look to the universe for guidance and what's the tough message, but maybe the one that would be most helpful, even if we don't want to hear it. And that was the tough message on that, which I kind of appreciate, right? It keeps Leo on track, being reminded that, hey, your life is precious. Do the things that are going to make you happy. Choose wisely, choose well, and live to the fullest, And I think that's the real encouragement for this character in this fictional story. If you do enjoy my storytelling, please do give it a thumbs up. Please do subscribe. I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you again for hanging out with me, you guys. Hey, Yale. Thank you, honey. Thank you so much. I appreciate you so, so much, sweetheart. That's a beautiful donation. Emily, 384, awesome. I'm glad you're here. Bug zapper mode activated. You're hilarious. Vivi King, hi. I'm delighted you caught this one live. Navixa, hi. Oh, I don't do any kinds of guidance, my dear. I'm just a fictional storyteller and I don't answer questions for people anyway. I'll just, when I do free reads for my subscribers, which I will be doing at some point in time this week, even then I don't take questions like that. Now, on my other channel, I will, if people want to make a suggestion for a collective topic, I'll take those suggestions. And so that other channel is Tarot Dog, Regretless Life with Aries. So anyway, I hope that makes sense. Yeah, I'm not a psychic or anything or a life coach. I don't give life advice. I just tell the story for these fictional characters. So anyway, if anyone was new here or didn't know that's how I operate, I'm super glad you asked the question because then I got a chance to go ahead and express it. So thank you guys very much. Yell, Ruben. Thank you. I will give regards to Leonora. Oh, you guys are wonderful. Hi, Halima, Susie. Thank you for being here. Hi, Ruth. All right, you guys take care. I'll see you in the next one. We've got to do some of the water signs and a fucus still tonight. Bye.